Star Fox used actual polygonal graphics, rendered them in real time on a freaking Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, you know, like the sell at the time from Sega was, hey, buy a Sega CD so you can have better games. Buy a 32X so you can see these games rendered in 3D. And then Star Fox put it all on a chip, and it worked on the system you already had.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, something we forget about in this age of downloadable media or optical media is that you could use a cartridge to power up your console. You could give it capabilities it did not previously have through hardware, and that's what they did with Star Fox. They created the Super FX chip, and suddenly your Super Nintendo can do things that it just should not have been capable of. That game, software and hardware-wise, is a feat of brilliant engineering. It's probably the most technically impressive thing.
Yeah, Dylan Cuthbert and Argonaut, an expat that worked on some other amazing 3D games.
Yeah.
There was a game called X on Game Boy.
Oh, X is nuts.
As impressive as Star Fox. It never came out in the United States,
Yeah.
which is inexplicable to me. It was a Japanese-only release, but it was rendered polygonal graphics on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like, the things people got out of cartridges were just incredible.
I remember just being completely blown away by that technology at the time. It was just like, whoa, this is nuts.
You can't do this. What is this?
And that soundtrack, just that it's a great arcade game. It really is. Nintendo hasn't made games for arcades in a long time, but Star Fox is as throwback a mid-'80s arcade game as you can make. It really is. It would have been completely in place alongside some other arcade classic machines.
It kind of looked like iRobot, the first polygonally designed game too.
Yeah.
I remember there was so much hype around the game because Shigeru Miyamoto worked with the team on making it into a kind of well, he liked Thunderbird, so he put puppets on the cover.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of development and thought that went into the characters and the world and stuff, which it all ended up a little bit silly. But Nintendo Power had a big campaign. Do you guys remember there was a cutout R-Wing in Nintendo Power?
I do.
Where you folded it together and it made the polygonal ship. I thought that was so clever because you're making a papercraft polygonal thing, and it was like a celebration of the polygon. It was like, and in movies like Lawnmower Man stuff at the time, which were showing what CG graphics should look like in contemporary technology, where it always looked like Star Fox.
It really looked good. It was good art design, good production design, sitting there and saying, what can we do with this limited capability and make something that actually flows well and looks neat on the screen. They did well. And I like the point you made earlier about Doom. Doom faked 3D, Myst gave us still image 3D, and then we have Star Fox with truly rendered 3D, but very primitive. All ways of working around technical limitations, all extremely successful. It's amazing what you can have. Sometimes when you can't do everything you want, you can make something better. And I think all three of those games are examples of that.